Guys, the only reason why you're losing money in the DMs is because you're acting like everyone else. You're just being the same as every single salesperson on the other team, on the team of your competitors. So let me tell you all of the things, mistakes that everyone else is doing, and you're probably doing the same, so you better listen up. Not being nature. And the thing that I realized after watching up thousands of DMs across like multiple different offers is that everyone is just trying to apply some sort of sales language into this. And this is not what it should be. So what you want to do is just be completely natural. You know, like if you would be talking to your friend, just do a natural conversation. Everyone is trying to use some sales language, some sales knowledge, which this thing isn't even needed. Like we are in sales, but this isn't the main point of this. Most people probably think that DMs have to do something with sales, which isn't really true. Not even sales calls. There's like no reason why someone should be using like sales language. Let me give you some examples. You probably see everyone using this, but stop using following up, just bumping this. Hey, quick one. I don't know what else people are using, but there's a lot of more things. The most salesy thing is probably going to be like following up, and that's exactly what I mean. Like you shouldn't be using the sales language, you shouldn't be even trying to not be natural. Just like talk to the lead like you would talk to your friend. Depends on the age that depends on the demographic though. Okay, thing number 2 is gonna be being, hold up, I'm getting there, too pushy. And hold up, what I also mean is like salesy, but I don't mean the same thing as right there. Because what I mean right there is just like using the sales language and just using these very weird phrases as everyone else is using. I feel like, especially when following up, everyone uses the same follow-ups for some reason. You don't have to use some kind of sell language, just speak the way how you normally speak. But what I mean by this, what I mean by too pushy, is that you shouldn't be even trying to force the lead to go on the call. You shouldn't be even trying to force the lead to basically pay, bro. Like you shouldn't be trying to force anything in the DMs, because if the person just doesn't want to, they don't see enough volume, and they don't see how you could help them. So these are like two obvious things that most salespeople do, or like most business owners. Everyone just does this in the online business space. Everyone is either like not natural or too pushy or both. I'm doing this on a touch mark. Like I don't even have a mouse. I have this one, but I don't use it. So that's why it's so slow. Anyways, these are the two main things. Everyone does this. Like I don't think there are even some exceptions. I mean, I'm one of the few. But like the main points of today are gonna be these two. Both are gonna have to do something with sales. Like everyone just trying to be like a salesperson. Well, you don't have to be like a salesperson. No one wants to hear this. No one wants to even see a salesperson. Like it would work like 20 years ago when you would be fucking Jordan Belfort calling the phones. I don't know like where people learn this. You don't have to do all this stuff. Everyone is telling you that it is harder to sell someone or like close someone today in these days, 2026. But the real truth is that you don't have to do all of this, and it actually can be even easier to sell to someone than in like 20 years ago, because like all this sales knowledge and sales language worked before, but it doesn't work now. You just have to be natural, and that's what works now because everyone is used to it. But before it probably was better to speak like, I don't know, Jordan Belfort, or speak to lead. I'm wondering what happened to the A. But the first thing is gonna be speak to lead. And if you're hiring someone, if you're hiring sellers, salespeople, just make sure they're gonna be at speed to the lead in like 10 minutes. Otherwise, I wouldn't hire anyone if they wouldn't do this. I saw a lot of people doing this, right? Like people are getting better actually. So this is pretty simple. You should just respond to the lead in like 10 minutes, as I said. Otherwise, the more time you waste, the more closing opportunities you waste. So this directly leads to the close rate. You can book someone so easily. Like I'm saying this as a seller. You can book someone so easily, but to close someone, especially when they're like so old. I mean, not in age terms. I don't mean like the age, but like when they were sitting in the DMs for like a month, like you're gonna have a chance of closing them. What I did to make sure that I'm gonna get to the lead and book them ASAP, it was mostly about the booking, was that I set a timeline that I should book everyone in less than 1 day, like in 1 day. If your leads are like super old, if they're like older demographic people, then it's probably not gonna work because they're gonna reply slower and yeah, this mostly works for B2C leads that are just generally just younger and like for a trading offer. That's where I was doing this. And I know offers where it's possible to book someone in like an hour since they come to the DMs, because if the content is aligned, if you have a good profile, if you have a lot of followers especially, if they can see you as the authority, it is possible to book someone in an hour. Then guess how much improvement it is gonna give to the close rate. Like if you're gonna just go from booking someone or in an hour on average, let's say that you've been booking people in like 2 days on average before, like guess how much it's gonna add to the close rate. It's gonna be like, it's gonna go like 2 times more. The close rate is gonna like double up at least. If your close rate is around like 15% and you can see that your leads are like super cold, even though like they came inbound, it is probably because they are booked late. Okay, like I've been in this, and I was on an offer that was like fully inbound, that just received inbound leads all day, no cold outreach, no anything like this. And the closers are actually saying that the leads are cold, that they are just super cold and they don't even know like what is this about, and that obviously led to the low close rate. I never actually understood the meaning behind that, like why that happened, before I actually tracked how fast do we book each person, and the average was around like 3 to 4 days, when we could book someone in like a day max, in 24 hours, because people were responding fast. It was like a B2B offer, but it was a younger demographic. People were responding fast. They have money. They just have had everything in order to book them in like 24 hours max. And then we started booking people in like 1 to 2 hours, and the close rate was around 40%. Just by being much faster. Because like you might say that 3 to 4 days, that doesn't make a difference. But they already were through DMs of every single one of your competitors. So they already know how this goes, and they already had heard this sales tone. Okay, what I mean by the zero follow-up skills is using follow-ups as everyone else. Like everyone else. Because let me tell you the follow-ups that everyone is using. I already said it in the beginning, but it is like following up, just bumping this. Hey, just bumping this up. Like all of this bullshit. There is a lot more things, but don't say like following up and bumping this, especially when you're actually like following up. It's like everyone already knows like what following up is. So just at least don't say it. You can use a check mark. You can use like you there. Follow-ups are easy. Sales is easy, everyone is trying to complicate it. There's more easy fucking follow-ups, like just don't overcomplicate this. Still with me? That also is good, bro. Let me just tell you that if you're only doing outbound or like cold outreach, if you're only receiving outbound leads, cold leads, you're missing out on so much money. This isn't even going to be like a huge bullet point, but I just wanted to say that if you're only having like outbound and cold leads, you don't even know how it feels to have an inbound lead. I just wanted to say this because back in the day when I was running my own agency, I was only doing the cold outreach stuff, and I was only texting people like motherfucker. I was doing so much cold outreach, and it never worked like an inbound does. So if you're running outbound, like just 100% outbound, you better stop and you should move to inbound. Just start posting that content, start focusing on the marketing a little bit more, and you're gonna be much better. My bad. Everything's just gonna go up. If you or your sellers are not skilled enough, depends on who actually is in the DMs. If it's you who's running that, which I don't think you should be doing that if you're a business owner, and if it's you who's in the DMs and you don't have any sales skills, just hire sellers, okay? And if you already have sellers, but they are bad, if you just don't have enough sales skills in the business, just hire a seller manager. Just hire manager for closers. Just hire a manager for your whole sales team. Because like trust me, I quit my whole agency because of not enough sales skill. And yeah, I maybe was a beginner, but I was making money with the agency. And the only reason why I quit that was because I didn't have enough sales skills. Because it fucking sucked that I wasn't closing anyone. I was on cold outreach. I didn't have enough sales skills. I did not have any sellers. So, which made me to quit. And instead, if I would just hire a seller manager or a closer manager, which I didn't need, I was closing my own calls. The only skill that I needed was in setting. And if I would hire a seller manager and tell him that I'm gonna give him a 5% of what his team makes, it's gonna be for completely free. Anyways, this was like a little backstory of why I did actually quit my agency and why I think it's a really important idea to have someone to manage your salespeople. And the last thing that is also a little bit outside of sales is that if your content and marketing aren't aligned into what you actually want, I mean the leads that you actually want, you're just never gonna get these leads. So if you're actually like getting bad leads, even though you do anything outside of the content and marketing, and you think you're doing it right, then the problem is actually gonna be in the content and marketing. So if you're actually like receiving bad leads, if they are inbound, but they are fucking bad, if they are broke, if they are just too pushy, if they are just off, if they don't want to go on a call, there's gonna be a huge problem with your content. You should post more testimonials, post more educational videos, because if you're only posting like lifestyle content, you're obviously gonna have these like broke B2C leads that just want to get rich quick. I think all of these steps were pretty easy, and you're gonna definitely learn a lot from this, because I'm really not trying to make this hard, even though everyone's telling you that it is hard, and it isn't. DMs are actually super easy, and you should understand that the more simpler you do it, the more money you make. You can actually be richer just by doing simpler stuff in this day and age.